couple teachers have made a difference in my life, man. In grade 4, I went to St. Timothy's Catholic School, down Mills and Shepherd. And there's a teacher by the name of Miss Toner, and that was my 4th grade teacher. And you remember when we did those assignments when not assignments, when they pick you to do public speaking? She must have liked me, because she picked me. And I learned from a young age, it's okay to be nervous when you speak to people and perform and all that. I always remember Miss Toner for that. As well as my 6th grade teacher, Miss Hickey, who, when we did English, we had creative writing. And I always excelled in the creative writing, so I felt kind of nice merging those two together. I'll never forget those 2 teachers, so I had to give it up for them. Now, like I said, a lot of people knew me through my music, and I made the transition into film and TV. Yes, I'm Mr. D, right? Right? We had a lot of fun filming in Halifax. And from that, I said to myself, from the acting, I said, what's the next step? What can I do? And one day I was going to a show in London, Ontario, with an artist by the name of Classified. This is a few years ago. And the guy that was driving me said, Maestro, I'm a big fan of your music, man. I'm a big fan of your music. I said, thanks. He goes, no, you don't understand. That song, Stick to Your Vision. I really like that. It meant so much to me. I said, thanks. He goes, no, you don't realize what I'm saying. Then he rolled up his sleeve, and he had the word "Stick to Your Vision" tattooed on his arm. And that reinforced to me the importance and the power of words and how words can really affect somebody. That's when I said to myself, you know what, I gotta put this in action. I gotta put my book out. And I started putting things together, got to deal with McClellan and Stewart, and I'm an author, man. I'm real excited to have this Stick to Your Vision. It's my first book. And when we say vision, what do we mean by vision? We define vision as a forward-moving, motivating intention. A forward-moving, motivating intention. So in other words, if you stay still, your vision's gonna die. So you gotta keep it moving, whatever it is. So when I speak to kids, all the time, I do classes, I do it could be elementary schools, high schools, colleges, whatever. Whatever vision you gotta keep it moving. The book is broken down into 3 sections, which is expectation, operation, which is my favorite, and destination. When I say expectation, what do I mean? I mean, what do you expect of yourself? What don't you expect of yourself? What do people expect from you, and what don't they expect from you? What limitations do they put on you, and why? And what limitations have you put on yourself? So that's very, very important. How many of you guys remember those assignments you had to do in grade 1 when the teacher said, draw a picture of what you wanted to become when you grew up? Do you remember that? Put your hand up. Remember that? So before I went to St. Timothy's, I went to Shaughnessy Public School, right? And at that time, I was the only black kid in my class. I was like a pepper grain in a salt factory. It was all good. But it was cool. So the teacher said, draw a picture of what you want to do when you grow up. So I saw people draw pictures like astronauts, firefighters, cool. So I decided to be a little creative. I said, let me draw a picture of the Wayne Gretzky of his time. So definitely wasn't Wayne Gretzky. Obviously wasn't Sidney Crosby. I drew a picture of number 4, Bobby Orr. Because back then, I'm dating myself, but that's all you heard. Number 4, Bobby Orr. Number 4, Bobby Orr. So I got my brown Crayola, right? I'm feeling good. Then I got my black Crayola, gave him a little afro, you know what I mean? Now I'm feeling good, right? This is my masterpiece. I'm feeling good. This is what I want to do. This is cool. This did not go over that well with my class, you know? And one of the kids, I'll never forget this, one of the kids looked at the picture and said, you can't play hockey, you black. And I'm using a euphemism right now, but then I got beat down by 8 kids, right? And that was the first time in my life that someone ever told me I can't do something. And that resonated with me, you know? Up to now, I still remember, that was the very first time somebody told me I couldn't do something. And it's just so funny, because 2 weeks ago, I was at the Liberty Grand. They had this thing, I don't know if you guys heard of it, it's called the Black History Society, Ontario Black History Society. So this is the first time I've been so proud, but embarrassed all at the same time. Because I got this award. The award was the Dr. Anderson Abbott Award for Excellence. So I'm feeling good. I brought my parents, you know what I mean? Part like dignitaries just sitting all over. I'm feeling nice right now, right? But the reason why I was embarrassed because I didn't know who Dr. Anderson Abbott was. Obviously, I did research to find out Dr. Anderson Abbott was the first black Canadian-born doctor. So I'm like, wow, okay. The keynote speaker was a beautiful lady by the name of Zanina Akandi. And she says a few things that are very, very prolific to me. One of them was effective efforts have been made to control our stories. And I thought about these words. I mean, effective efforts have been made to control our stories. All right. Now I'm starting thinking about it on a universal level now, okay. If you have a wrong point of reference, that could affect your expectation of yourself. So if you don't have a point, so those kids who beat me up back in it, it's their point of reference. But what was my point of reference at that same time as well? So it's very important that you gotta realize it's like, you gotta set high expectations of yourself, and a lot of times you need to have those positive reference points. A positive reference point could be a teacher. A positive reference point could be somebody a little older than you, right? But it's very important to have. Now, like I said, a lot of people know me through music. So when I started making music, my whole thing was, I set high expectations of myself. I know I'm coming out of Canada. I know I'm born and raised in Toronto. And at that time, there was no hip hop artists doing anything outside our world of Toronto. That's all we knew, right? So I said to myself, well, the breakdancers, they're getting all the girls. This is wrong. This ain't cool. I tried to break dance a couple times, you know, end up falling on my face. Wasn't sexy, this wasn't a good look. So I really started working on my rhymes. I started getting really good. It gave me confidence. I felt good about myself. This is something that I can do. But I said to myself, I don't want to just be good at something. I want to be great. So my whole thing is I tell people, strive for excellence. Because if you fail and you end up being good at something, at least you tried to be great at something.